Code monkey, get up, get coffee. Code monkey, go to job. Code monkey, have boring meeting with boring manager Rob. Rob say code monkey very diligent, but his output stink. His code not functional or elegant. What do code monkey think? Code monkey think maybe manager wanna write login page himself. Code monkey not say it out loud. Code monkey not crazy, just proud. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey very simple man. Big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code monkey like you. Code monkey like you.
What's new, Dino Dudes? It's me, the Media Raptor. Welcome back to another episode of the Media Raptor Reviews. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone who in Canada right now. Yeah. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. This movie's bad. Tonight we're going to talk about a 2012 sequel to a movie I haven't reviewed, and I'll talk about why in just a second. We're talking about Thankskilling 3. Now, some of you might be going, Thankskilling 3? What the heck is that? Well, Thankskilling 3 is the sequel to Thankskilling, a 2009 super low budget horror comedy about a killer turkey that kills a bunch of teenagers when they're on Thanksgiving break. You might be wondering, hey, why aren't you reviewing that then? Thankskilling is honestly one of the worst movies I've ever seen, to a point when it's not even fun to watch and much less fun to talk about. I don't like being mean to directors like that, especially an indie director or someone who's made, really creative projects that it's clear they had a lot of passion for, but it is just a bad movie. You want to know what's so bad about it? Go watch Dead Meat or Found Flicks talk about it, because frankly, I don't want to talk about it. But in case you may have heard about it, it is the one where there's both the naked pilgrim running in the beginning and a turkey who rapes a woman. Yeah, I'm making it sound more fun, or at least more messed up than it is, but really it's just a bad movie. So you might be wondering, how did they get 2 sequels out of that? They didn't. Thankskilling 3 is the only sequel to Thankskilling. Let's talk about what I liked. First of all, in a general sense, it looks much better than the original because this one was crowdfunded and my cat is currently using my tripod as a scratching pole. This one's crowdfunded, had a budget of, I think, hang on, let me just check. Just over $100,000, give or take, that was done through, I think, Kickstarter or Indiegogo. It was a crowdfunded movie. So they actually had some pretty decent camera and audio tech for when they were filming, so it actually looks like a decently made movie. And frankly, it is kind of fun actually. Despite how bad it is overall, there is a lot about this movie that is pretty enjoyable for just how cheesy or stupid it is. Namely, the story. You may have noticed I said Thankskilling 3 is the only sequel. That's because in-universe, Thankskilling 2 is a movie. A movie so bad that anybody who watches it will die a slow, pathetic, sad, lonely death. Because it was cursed by Turkey when he was making it. Because of that, every single copy of Thankskilling 2 was destroyed except for one copy, which Turkey is now after. Turkey is the evil killer turkey puppet, that's literally his name, in this movie. That is wonderfully meta, and I love it. In fact, the story is actually decent, for what it is. It's just about a killer turkey trying to find this cursed movie so he can take over and essentially kill everyone in the world, I guess. They kind of explain it, but they also kind of don't. The thing is, he just wants people to be really sad, pathetic, and lonely. It doesn't take it so seriously, so at least it's got that. But along the way, he ends up meeting, essentially, these people that want to make Thanksgiving Land who dress up like the Founding Fathers, a puppet named Yomi, and, well, some other really weird characters, such as a rapping grandmother and Wise Turkey, as well as a robot from space named Muff. Yeah, that should probably tell you the kind of humor we're going to be dealing with. And that probably is the biggest problem with the movie, is it is not funny 99% of the time. To this movie's credit, the idea of a cursed movie that exists and the villain of said movie trying to find it, I think is a wonderfully meta and goofy idea that I'd love to see in a movie. I think this had a lot of potential to be a ridiculous, campy cult classic. The thing is, though, the movie is nearly an hour and a half, but the movie's an hour and 39 minutes, so it's just under 2 hours, pretty much. A lot of that should have been more focused on either just goofy turkey antics or just cut out altogether. If they made this movie maybe an hour and 15 minutes and focused solely on this idea of haunted movie, Yomi finds it, turkeys after them, go, I think it would have been a lot better because it would have been a lot snappier, a lot quicker. But also, I think really they needed to do some rewrites because a lot of these jokes that they try and do could be funny, but usually aren't. A lot of them are just really basic jokes with stuff like gobble this or really stupid play on words that they then go out of their way to kind of deconstruct and say, hey, did you get that? I meant this, which completely kills the joke. Maybe that's the point, is like it's supposed to not be funny and that's what makes it funny by pointing out how stupid this is, that really why would anybody in their right mind watch it? But what sucks is every now and then they do actually have a couple lines that are genuinely hilarious and got a real laugh out of me. Especially when one of the inventor dudes, Donnie, is talking about what happened to his wife and child. They play it up so straight, and to his credit, the actor does a pretty good job of telling this really stupidly tragic story that they play up so seriously but make so ridiculous that you can't help but burst out laughing at it. And every now and then, Turkey does actually have a pretty funny one-liner here and there. And like I said, the goofy meta tone of the idea of a movie skipping its own sequel and then making that into a plot point, I really do like. And to their credit, the acting is decent. This was not a huge cast. In fact, the writer and director, well, one of the writers and director, Jordan Downey, he actually plays Turkey, Yomi, Wise Turkey, and Muff. No, I'm not going to censor that or kind of like try and dance around with the name. It's literally the name of a character. It's stupid. But really, a lot of these actors, just looking through their IMDb, they have not done a whole lot or anything I've ever seen before aside from this movie. Which kind of sucks, because with what they're given, they do a decent job. None of the actors, I feel like, would ever win an award or anything for this movie, but then again, this movie wouldn't really win an award aside from maybe like a Golden Chainsaw sort of thing of like best bad movie or something, but even then that's being pretty generous. They at least seem to really have fun. That's what I have to give them, and everybody seems to be having an absolute blast with the script. No matter how stupid or bad the lines may be, they don't phone it in, they actually try and do something with it, so massive props to that. Another thing I can commend this movie are the special effects. The puppetry in this movie is pretty good at times. A lot of the time, you can see wires, you can see the things that kind of move Turkey around and stuff like that. But every now and then, especially with the Skeleturkeys when they are rebuilding him and stuff like that, that's actually a really cool scene, by the way. It looks pretty decent. And the sets look great. I love the world they build. Like, a lot of these sets, a lot of these homes, and this kind of has to do with the lighting. It looks amazing. Like, I really was surprised how good all of it looked. The props look great, the costumes look great, even the turkey puppet looks a lot better when compared to the first movie. And one thing that I can commend them on, so much so that I bought it, the soundtrack is freaking awesome. Not every track is great, but certain tracks like Electrify Them All, Mind Erase, the Thankskilling dubstep theme, Attack of Blarth, they are really good songs. Uncle Donnie's theme is really catchy and really bizarre. I bought it off iTunes and I love listening to it even though it's been 8 years since this movie came out. And something else that's really good, like I mentioned, is the lighting. a number of the times they have these really weird scenes when it's supposed to be like a drug trip or something like that, and the lighting does kind of help these scenes. Especially the one fight with the Skeleturkeys when they use Electrify Them All. It kind of looks like a club scene you'd see in like Blade or something. Granted, a lot cheaper, but at the same time, that's kind of the charm of it. It actually is a pretty entertaining action scene. That's not to say all the special effects are good, because the CG blood is pretty bad. But then again, it's CG blood, what do you expect? Really, you kind of think, what is there not to like about Thankskilling 3 from everything I've said about it? From the effects being okay, to the music being great, to the story being cheesy and fun. The story is cheesy and fun in concept, and these jokes are funny in concept, but I don't know what happened. They just didn't stick the landing with me. It's better than the first one, and even the director admits that he was thankful they had more money so they could actually try and do something instead of what they did with the original. And I can see why some people do consider this a cult classic, but I'm really disappointed I'm not one of those people, because I really like this idea. I really like the idea of a killer turkey who says gobble gobble motherfucker. I think that's just fun. And the thing is, it's not like Jordan Downey can't direct. He's directed a full-length movie called Headhunter, which I haven't seen, but actually looks decent. And he's made a short film called Critters Bounty Hunter. I'll link it down below if it's still on YouTube. It was great. I honestly think this guy has some real potential to be a good director, or at least a good creative consultant for kind of these weird, bizarre B-movies. But I feel like he needs a chance. I feel like if Troma hired him or something like that, he might be able to do something great. I really think there's potential for him, but the two Thankskilling films don't really show that. Honestly, I think if you really wanted to improve this movie, aside from the jokes and stuff like that, maybe cut it down to like just about an hour. Don't make a full-length movie. Maybe make like a 3-parter like kind of TV series almost, and release each episode to YouTube or iTunes or something. Then again, I understand that, you know, when you say you're going to make a movie on Kickstarter, you got to make a movie on Kickstarter. So overall, I really can only give it 1.5 Raptor Claws out of 4 for quality, 2 Raptor Claws out of 4 for entertainment. So overall, 1.5 to 2 Raptor Claws out of 4. It's... every now and then I feel I want to go back and at least watch certain scenes from it, and thankfully those scenes are online now, so I don't really have to buy the movie again. But for a movie that builds itself up to be so ridiculously cheesy, even going out of its way to promote that there's boobs in the first second, and yes there are, it just doesn't land, if you know what I mean. It should be a lot more fun than it is, but it just isn't. So, it didn't spoil my Thanksgiving, but it certainly could have been better. With all that being said, happy Thanksgiving from Canada, from the Media Raptor, and until next time, this has been me, the Media Raptor, as always, saying keep cool, and I will see all you Dino Dudes around. Later!